So you're getting ready to send in your first ever item to an autograph signing, and you have no idea how to prepare your item. It seems really, really confusing. You don't want to screw it up. Today, I'm going to walk you through how we tell our customers to send in items to an autograph signing and make it super easy for you to understand. Stick around and find out how to do it. All right, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Power Sports Memorabilia Show. Appreciate you joining me. If you guys can, visit the website, powersportsmemorabilia.com. Give me a follow over there on Instagram at Powers Autographs. So autograph signings are ones that we do a ton of, probably 40 to 50 a year. So I see a lot of customer items being sent in to me, and most of them are done and labeled incorrectly. Don't worry, I always double check your work, but I want to make sure it's a little bit easier for you to understand exactly what the requirements are, so you make sure that your item is done perfectly, you get it back the exact way that you want it done, and there's no confusion on exactly how you want your item to be signed by the athlete, okay? So let's go through some steps real quickly to make sure that that happens for you, okay? Number one, you want to clearly mark your item with either painter's tape or a post-it note with instructions for the athlete, okay? Dummy proof it. Just imagine somebody seeing your item for the first time, which an athlete is. What would you want to tell them about your item to make sure that it's going to be done correctly, okay? So you want to label the item where you want the athlete to sign, okay? So draw some arrows. Hey, sign here. You also want to list what kind of pen color you want. If you're going to have any inscriptions on there, so if you want something like your Hall of Fame year or something like that, you got to write that on there and draw arrows exactly where you want that to be. You also want to make sure that you label where you want the authenticity holograms to go if you want those on there. And then I would also make sure that you have something on your item that says your name. I would also put my name on there, so Powers, and then also put your order number on there too. That's but we make sure that item sticks with you. It's your item. There's no confusion about it. And that just makes sure that we know exactly whose is what, okay? So let's talk about this marking of these items here, okay? First off, let's go through a full-size helmet, which is typically a very popular item that people send in. This one here is for the upcoming Joe Burrow autograph signing. So again, got the name right here, Powers, put the customer's last name right there. Want to make sure that you have some painter's tape on there. Again, I would just write down this particular one says orange paint pen, and make sure you sign from the bottom to top, okay? That's just for these Bengals helmets here. Most helmets are going to be signed like this. Bengals helmets have these weird stripes on there, so that's why it's like that. But again, I got the inscription here, 2020 number 1 pick. And on the back here, it says where to put the hologram. Okay, real simple stuff. Don't overcomplicate it, okay? But again, I would put your name and your order number on there too. But again, just tell the athlete where you want him to sign, what pen color, and where that inscription is going to go. Another good item to do it on is basketballs. Okay, basketballs, painter's tape is fine. You can put that on right there. It's no problem. Just like the helmet, the painter's tape will come right off. It's no big deal. It won't damage your item. For baseballs here, do not put painter's tape on there, okay? That'll rip some of the leather off there. What I would suggest doing is putting a note here on the actual ball itself, or the actual box itself. So put a little post-it note or painter's tape there saying sign in blue pen on sweet spot, add this inscription, add this hologram, and put your name and all that information on the actual box itself, okay? And another popular item that we get sent in is jerseys. Again, same thing. Jerseys are a little bit different. The stitched ones like you see here, it's okay to put the painter's tape over the actual number. It'll come right off. It's no problem. You can see it's telling where to put the holograms and also where to put the signature. Okay, real simple stuff. And then what I do is I also put name and all the information on the tag on the inside here. Okay, that way I know whose customer it is, all that kind of fun stuff. If the jersey is screen printed, I have actually seen part of the screen print material come off with painter's tape a little bit. So what I would suggest doing is put the painter's tape off to the side of the number, draw a little arrow to where you want it signed, but try not to put it on the actual number itself if you're doing a screen printed jersey. Bats, I've found to be a Post-it note works really well with some light painter's tape holding the Post-it note in place there, okay? I've seen sometimes with painter's tape kind of maybe coming off a little bit on the bat. It's very, very rare. But again, I want to make sure your item is perfect for you. So again, just make sure you put a little Post-it note there and then just tape it down with a little bit of painter's tape so it stays in place. Again, with all the instructions that I've already talked about today. Photos and tickets and cards, don't put painter's tape, okay? A little Post-it note will be just fine on the ticket. Photos, Post-it note again. With all the instructions there, Post-it notes just come right off there. But again, don't put painter's tape on there. Don't subject yourself to that. Don't risk it, okay? So again, photos, just do a Post-it note, okay? And that should pretty much make sure you cover it all. I mean, the labeling's, it seems overcomplicated, but just think about, hey, if I were the athlete, what sort of instructions would I want to see to make sure that my item gets done correctly, okay? So after you've done that, we have a submission form that you fill out right here, okay? See that right there? It's very, very simple, okay? Basically, you just fill out your name and all that information, and then what you do is, over here, you basically describe your item, what pen color you want, if you're getting any inscriptions, if you want any authentication, all that kind of fun stuff, okay? And then what you do is then you print this off and you include it with your item when you send it in. I would also make a copy for yourself, just so you have a record of the instructions that you gave us. And then I would also go ahead and purchase your autograph on our website. And then what you're going to want to do is print that receipt off and include that with your submission form. So that way I get your item in. It says it's order 10,000, and I can match that up with our system here. Make sure you paid. Make sure you're good to go. Make sure your instructions are all good. Very, very simple, okay? Then what you need to do is you need to ship your item to us. Do not include any return postage. The online order system already covers all that for you, so you don't need to include any return labels at all. And that's pretty much it. If you guys got questions beforehand or whatnot, let me know. But again, this should be all pretty self-explanatory. I always tell people you can't screw it up, but I've seen people screw it up all the time. So I thought I'd just make this video and make it a little bit easier for everybody. But again, if you guys have questions, let me know. Again, I will always double check what you sent me. To make sure that everything matches up and make sure you didn't screw up and say a black paint pen on a black number. Obviously, that's not going to be able to be shown. So I will always double check it for you. So if you guys got any questions, let me know. Feel free to reach out through the website, powersportsmemorabilia.com, or reach out to me on Instagram @PowersAutographs. Thanks again, guys.